on the last part, which is adding this curly hair to the cornrows and the mini braids. And the hair is from my braided wig. It's a hair company. So I'm just going to show you how I do miracle knots without tying knots in my hair. So I start by braiding the ends, and I just feed in the curly hair into the mini braid. So I'm just going to braid until my hair ends, until where my hair ends. Okay, and at some point I have to borrow from the curly hair and just add it to the hair, to my hair, sorry. So I just braid until the end of my own natural hair. So where my hair ends, I stop braiding. I don't tie knots, I just leave it like that. And now I can crochet the curly hair onto the mini braid. Let me just put that aside. So the curly hair looks like this. It has thread that joins the two sides. Okay, and I'm using a very small crochet hook because my hair is so thin. I just pass the hook into my mini braid, and then I place the curly hair on the hook, close it, and pass it through. It's fallen off. Let me just do that again. don't know why it keeps getting stuck. So I only pull through one side of the hair on each side, and then I'm going to put this side aside because I don't want to tie a knot. So I'll keep on, you see this thread, I'll keep on passing it through my mini braid. That way I don't have to tie a knot, and also it will be hidden inside the mini braid, and also it will create a space between the two pieces of hair, which just adds more volume, and I don't have to crochet more hair onto the mini braid. I can just do like one and it's enough. So instead of doing one here and another one here, I can just create space between this one piece of hair. So I'm just going to pass it through the mini braid. And I'll keep passing it through until the thread is no more. So that's how I do my miracle knots without tying a knot, and also just without putting a lot of crochet hair on my mini braid. So I can choose to leave it like this, or I can add one more here. Let me just add it. I can also just leave it like this because it's not easy to pull it through unless you use force. Hi Ojeda, welcome to the live. Hi Sevda, welcome to the live. Okay, so that's how my miracle braid looks like. instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4 knots in my hair, I can just do this, and that's enough. Hi Kashvi, welcome to the live. So now I'm going to do without explaining, so that you just see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to add another hair here. So sometimes it might get stuck, which means I've passed the hook on the thinnest part of the mini braid. So just to avoid the hair getting stuck or the hook getting stuck, I have to make sure that I pass it in between the place where I braided the mini braid, so that it passes through. See that? So if it's on the side of the mini braid, it will not pass through. But it depends. There are people who have thick hair, it passes through very easily. For me, I just have to do in the middle because my hair is thin and it's very low density. Also, I've seen people using this big hook, but for me, I can't use this because my hair is so thin. So I'm using this small hook. Okay, that's how I'm able to crochet easily. Otherwise, it will just get stuck. So when it gets stuck, it means I've put it through the thinnest part, and I need to put it in the middle, exactly in the middle. You see that? It has gotten stuck, so I just have to find somewhere else that it will pass through. The best part is the thread is so thin, it's not visible. And that's how my mini braid looks. Hi Debbie, thank you. So when you're braiding and you notice that your curly hair is sort of combed out, like it's not curly anymore, you can just use leave-in conditioner to fix it. So it immediately goes back to being curly. So when you notice the curly hair is getting combed, looking combed out, don't worry, you can just apply leave-in conditioner. Thank you, Debbie. Hi Dahlia, welcome to the live. So after braiding the end, oops, sorry about that, I don't want to block, I want it to be as visible as possible. So now we are going to add curly hair into this one, and I do it without tying knots. So the hair has a thread in between, okay, and it is so thin actually, which is good. I'm just going to add another one. So for those wondering what I'm doing, instead of tying a knot, I just put one side of the curly hair aside. Then this thread, I'm going to pass it through the mini braid until it disappears, and then I won't have to tie a knot on my hair. So that's how I do my miracle knots, miracle braids. So when it gets stuck like that, it means I've put the hook on the thinnest part of my hair, and that's why it can't pass through. So I just have to get to where it will pass through, and that's the middle. So that's how I get to hide the thread. Okay, and I don't have to tie a knot. So if I was to tie a knot, I would have done 1, 2, 3, 4, but here I've only done 2. Okay, so that's why I even like this method. Hi Martin, thank you and welcome to the live. So I'm done with the mini braids part, and I'm going to do now the cornrows. Okay. I don't know how to put this aside. So I'll just do the same thing. I add curly hair to the ends, and then I crochet the other parts. Hi Elia, welcome to the live. I'm just doing a combination of two viral hairstyles, miracle knots and the Tyla braids. So I have cornrows here and mini braids at the back and also here. Then I add curly crochet hair pieces. Just going to go to the next cornrow and do exactly the same thing. I feel this hair is too thin, so I'm just going to feed in another curly hair piece, because the hair is so thick and my natural hair is so thick and the crochet is so, and it's kind of looking off. Okay, so now it's fixed. Okay, so now I'm going to do I'm going to add the hair, this curly hair, without crochet. So you're going to do the feed in method. So I'm just going to show you how to do it, how I do it. So I want to feed in from this part. That's why I'm undoing the cornrow. I'm not going to undo all the way, just up to this part. So let me just put the curly hair close by. So I just take the curly hair. Hi Lima, welcome to the live. Then I add it to the cornrow. Basically just the thread is what I'm going to be adding there. Then I'm going to braid like 1, 2, 3. Then I'm just going to remove one of the curly hair and put it aside. Then I'll continue braiding. Then for this part I'll just do 4 times. So I've done 2. I need something to hold this. So 3, 4. Let me just do 5 times until the thread ends. Then I'm going to put this aside and I'll continue braiding with my natural hair. So once I've left enough space between the curly hair, I'm now going to add another one. So now I'm going to add the next curly hair. Then I'll braid 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I'll take one of the curly pieces, put it aside, and I'll continue braiding without it. So And now I'll take the second piece and put it aside too. Okay. Then I'll just continue braiding with my own hair. So now that I'm close to the end, I'm just going to add the next curly piece. And I'm just going to braid until where my hair ends. Hi Marlene, welcome to the live and thank you. Okay. So that's another way of adding the curly hair without crochet. I'm just going to do it again because I've noticed the angle was not visible enough. So I'm just going to do this. You can also do the same thing with the mini braids, just the feed-in method, and avoid tying knots in your hair so that when you are undoing, it's easier. Otherwise, if you've already tied knots, it's okay. I have a live on my channel of me undoing miracle knots with knots, and it's not hard to remove. You just need to put a lot of leave-in conditioner on your hair and the hair will just fall off when you're undoing. So, but if you fear that tying knots is going to be difficult for you, I've already showed you one of the methods you can use, and this is the second method. And this live will be saved on my channel in case you want to come back and watch again. So subscribe to my channel and you can always come back. So I just want to undo until where the mini braid starts, not all the way to the cornrow, just up to here. I think that's good. Okay. So then I put the curly pieces closer. Just fix my chair. so that I can reach them easily. I don't know how I should do this. Yes, yeah. I think this is invisible. So I take my curly hair piece and I just place it so I braid about 3 times. Then I put one of the curly pieces aside. Hi Aisha, welcome to the live. So I'll put this aside. I'm just going to use a hair clip to hold it. Then I'll continue braiding about 3 times again. Then I remove the curly hair and put it aside. And I just braid. Until there is enough space between the curly hair and my hair so that I can put the next one here. Then we're going to put this aside. And continue braiding. And now I'm going to put the next curly hair also aside. And continue braiding without it. Then I'm going to add again. Hi Miss 0844, welcome to the live. Yeah, it's like weaving actually. It's like making a basket or something, or a mat. So I'm just going to drop one because there's already enough space. Let me drop this one. Because the hair is so thin, I'm just going to add one more curly hair to finish it off. So if you don't want to tie knots, you can do the feed-in method. And if you don't want to do the feed-in method, you can do the other method that I showed you when I started the live. So you can avoid knots with these three methods. So once I get to where my hair ends, I don't tie a knot. I just leave it like that, unfinished. Okay, so this is how it looks without crochet and just the feed-in method. It actually looks good. Just have to make sure you leave enough space in between when you're braiding. Okay, maybe I can show you one more time. I can just show the other method for those who have just joined and they're wondering what other method I'm talking about. The crochet method. Okay. Hi Shrikant, welcome to the live. So for the crochet method, I'm not going to undo this part. I'm just going to braid it. And I add the curly hair to the end. So I'll just braid until where my hair ends. Then I can start to crochet. So after I get to where my hair ends, I just leave it. I don't tie knots. Then I crochet now. And this is how I crochet. I use a small hook. Is it really visible? Yeah, it's a very small hook compared to this. Okay. And the hair has thread, so that's what we are going to crochet. So I'm just going to start here where the cornrow ends. Okay. Then I pull through one piece, not both, just one. You can decide to leave it like this without knots and stop here. For me, I like to create space between the two pieces. Okay. And to hide oh, and to hide this thread. So what I do, I just pass it through the mini braid until it disappears. So this is how I pass it through. Just take my needle. So I'll just keep passing it through until the thread disappears, like there's no more thread. Okay. So that's how I hide the thread, and it also creates space between the two pieces. Then I don't have to do a lot of crochet. I don't have to crochet a lot of hair. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more here. We just need to put that aside. So let's just do one more. Also, when you're crocheting, you make sure that you pass it in the middle, not on the sides like here or here, where the hair is so thin. It won't pass through, it will get stuck, even the needle will get stuck. So just pass it in the middle of the braid. Okay, that's what I've noticed. You see that it won't pass through, and if I force it, it's just going to pull apart. So I need to make sure that there's enough space, and that is the middle, like there's enough space for it to pass through. Now see, it's passing through. Okay, so you can decide to leave it here, or you can now do my method of hiding the thread and creating space between the two. But first I need to put this aside. I keep putting it on the side, and that's why it gets stuck. So I need to see the mirror. But this is how it looks. But this is how it looks. Okay. So that's how that looks with crochet. So I'm almost done with doing this hairstyle. I'm just left with this part and like 3 of this. The back part is mini braids, and then also here I did mini braids, and I've already added the curly hair. So I just want to show you how it looks so far. Okay, so this is what we are working with. So I just need to finish this part, this three. Hi, welcome to the live, this three. And this side will be pretty much done, and then I add here on this side too, this part, exactly the same way I've done this part, and the hairstyle will be ready, will be done, and I will share a shorts video of the final look. Okay, because I'm also shooting a video, that's why I can't do the whole hairstyle on live. I just needed to show you the important parts, like where I need to explain how I add the curly hair. So this is how the hair looks. It's just almost done on this part. And if you'd like to see how I braided the cornrows, it's on my channel. I did a live. You can watch me do the cornrows live. The mini braids I also did live. And then also this hair I washed and conditioned before I started installing it. So that's also live on my channel. So just go under the live tab or live section on my channel, and you'll find all the live sessions of me just doing my hair, washing hair, and other things that that are that are needed, or you may need to know or to say. They are all on my channel. I do a lot of lives, especially the braiding and things that need to be, I need like tutorials that I need to explain, and I can't do on shorts because shorts, it's a very short video. I do lives for that. So head over to my channel, subscribe, have a look at my live section, and you'll see all the lives I do. If anything is of interesting, or if you know someone is looking for a tutorial, share, like, subscribe. You can also support me by super thanks, super chats, and watching the ads also. So thanks a lot for keeping me company. Thank you for chatting with me. Thank you for supporting this channel. Once I'm done, I will do a short video and post it immediately. And if you'd like to see everything that I did from the beginning of this live, maybe you've just joined, subscribe, then come back and watch it. This live will be saved on my channel. You can always come back and watch whenever you want. So thanks a lot. Have a good day. It may look off now, but in a few hours the hairstyle will be complete and you'll be able to see the final look. So thanks a lot for keeping me company. Thank you for subscribing, and have a good day, have a good morning, have a good night. I know so many people view me from different parts of the world, so just have a good day in general. And I'll see you on my next live.